Welcome back, guys. Another episode of the Jock Talk podcast. We got Matt. We got Brock. How we doing, Brock?
Oh, good, Matt. I didn't tell you. I got a little surprise for you this episode.
All right. Okay.
Here you go. 1 second.
All right.
There he is.
Yes, sir. I have the same one hanging up to my front here. So great day in Wisconsin sports. Got your text yesterday, Brock, before I got the Bleacher Report notification that the Greek GOAT Giannis is going to be re-signing 5 years, $228 million. The Packers are good. The Badgers kind of suck in football all of a sudden, but
they're young and didn't have a spring training, so we give them a little pass here. And with everything going on, you can't really complain too much with that young team. Didn't get a spring training or anything.
Lions, obviously. The New Orleans Saints laid an absolute egg against the Philadelphia Eagles, which means your Green Bay Packers are currently the number 1 seed in the NFC and have also, obviously, with that, clinched the NFC North for the second straight year, second straight year,
back to back.
So it's a damn straight. So it's a good time to be a Wisconsin sports fan right now for sure. So let's look back a little bit to the Lions game, Brock. I know you and I, as always, texting throughout. We'll go through a couple things. The thing that stuck out the most to me, 2 things: aggressive early in the game on offense, and Mr. Up and Down himself, MVS. Great game by him. Probably his best game as a Packer, maybe outside of that game last year against the Raiders where he had that long touchdown.
Yeah, he definitely shut up a lot of people. That touchdown, I mean, that was all hands, great route, and just out-muscled him. And that's the progression we need to see out of MVS, especially late in the season like this, getting into the cold months, the snowy months and all that. It's good to have that. Need him to be more reliable. And I think this was definitely a step in the right direction and give him that confidence going into the last playoff push and into the playoffs. So it was a great sight to see.
Other things that stuck out, we know this. Our Packers fans, followers know this. 1, Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. Number 2, Devontae's top 2 wide receiver in the NFL, and we both know he ain't number 2.
He ain't number 2.
Other than that, Money Mason stays money.
58-yarder.
53-yarder. Too easy. Let's make him false start a little bit. Too easy. And then you tweeted it.
Highest career high too. That's and what is he, like 82 years old? Just putting the leg into it.
The silver fox gonna kick.
You're damn right.
And then hashtag fire Mike Pettin.
Still alive and well.
Chase Daniel scrambling it in. Packers just I don't the zone does not work. The inconsistency is, it's not all due to him, obviously. When he does call a good play, there's times where the defense just does not show up. The pass rush was hit and miss yesterday. A lot of misses, though. But, the soft zone on 3rd and 2 and the closest guy to line of scrimmage is 5 yards, 6 yards off the ball. You just,
Yeah, I think defensively, it was a letdown easily. I mean, we gave up, 24 points. Zadarius, I don't think, had a sack. It didn't look like he was even in the game until he batted the ball down.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was literally his only stat of the game. That can't happen out of your star edge rusher. Kevin King probably had one of his worst games of the year.
Yep.
Looked like he was running around there just deer with his head cut off, and just looking real bad. I mean, but outside of that, I mean, Amos probably had one of his best games. Jair, just being aggressive towards the ball, and that's ultimately what this defense needs to be. is being aggressive towards the ball. I mean, Savage has been that the last few weeks. You see him, 4 picks in 3 games or 5 games or whatever it was.
Yep.
Being aggressive, making a play on the ball. And that's like I said, ultimately what we need, especially going forward against these not so great quarterbacks coming forward. We got to break on the ball and just trust their instincts. They're playing football. We know they can play. We know Kevin King can play football. It's just trust your instincts, and just you might not trust the coach and the play calling all the time, but just trust that you know how to play football and go play football.
Dean Lowry sightings early in the game. He had a couple of really good back-to-back plays. Rashawn Gary still has been, he gets after the quarterback at opportune times.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't play consistently in terms of them putting him in the game, and when he's on the field, showing up on a consistent basis. But when you're getting sporadic snaps, that's what's going to happen, is you're going to get inconsistent play. So, anything else you got for the Lions game before we move on to next week or this coming Saturday, actually, because we play Saturday night?
Nothing but much respect towards Frank Ragnow playing
and
with
Matthew Matthew Stafford.
And Matthew Stafford.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll let you go. Sorry.
Frank Ragnow playing with a fractured throat.
I didn't know you could fracture your throat.
I didn't either, but much respect to him to just come out there and play with it. I mean, didn't miss a snap, didn't allow a pressure, didn't allow a sack, nothing. So much respect to him and playing through that injury. I mean, I can't even fathom breaking your throat.
Frank Ragnow needs a Miller Lite.
Yeah, we'll drink for you, Frankie. All right, Frankie. Moving on.
All right. We're moving on to the Panthers this week. No Christian McCaffrey, first and foremost. I've seen some people on Twitter saying, I want to face McCaffrey so we could face a real running back before the playoffs. Well, looking forward a couple of weeks, we have that coming with Derrick Henry. So I'll take Christian McCaffrey not playing in this game. Yes. But what I'm looking forward to this week, the Panthers struggle against the running game, and they struggle against tight ends. And last week they struggled against Drew Lock. So, that says something. But all season they struggled.
That's a great sign for Mr. Aaron Rodgers and his MVP case.
Yes. All season they've struggled against the run. They're kind of the team who you want to pick on in DFS and go again and pick the running back who's going against them. Teddy Bridgewater he's been pretty good this year. He's
turnovers have really cost him.
Yes.
He's been really inconsistent in crunch time. There's been a lot of one possession games where they need to drive down the field and he just throws a duck or just throws the worst ball you can think of into like double, triple coverage. It's easy interceptions for the defense. Me living in Charlotte, I get to see a little more Panthers games that I would actually like to watch, but nonetheless, I get to see a little bit more of them, and that's what I have seen. I mean, you can't let Robbie Anderson beat you. You can't. Is DJ Moore in? I haven't seen anything on him, but if he's out or in, you can't let him beat you. It's just this team has big playability in them, and it's just they're very inconsistent under the new head coach rule, and I think they're a step in the right direction, but this late in the season, I don't see them putting forth their best effort. They might throw a little bit at Aaron Rodgers, but I wouldn't assume too much pressure, and just we have to be. We can't overlook them going into Tennessee. That's the big thing. Is this could be either a blowout or a trap game. I'm predicting a blowout, but we'll see. We, like I said, can't overlook them looking towards Tennessee, because that game is probably going to be the game of our season. I would hope. I think it's going to be one of the toughest games of the season, tooth and nail. But Panthers, don't overlook them. Pressure. My keys to the game is pressure Teddy, take away the short stuff, make him beat you over the top. And I think with how our safeties have been playing this season so far, we won't get beat over the top. No big plays, and that's just a recipe for Green Bay to succeed this week against Carolina.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things that are that I'm nervous about going into the game. Carolina probably the quarterback doesn't fit the system necessarily, but they have one of probably the looking specifically at wide receiver trios. They might have one of the best in the NFL between DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, and Curtis Samuel.
One of the fastest.
Yes, they all fly. They all, or at least Curtis Samuel and DJ Moore can take whether if it's reverses, screens, PV sweeps out of the backfield, whatever it is. So that worries me a little bit. I'm hoping that we see a little bit more nickel and dime, even if that means getting Preston Smith off the field for whether if it's, and these guys have struggled throughout the year at certain times, but whether if it's Chandon Sullivan or Vernon Scott or whoever it is. And what I'm nervous about is them getting handsy or them blowing just blown signals or missed reads. I think the Panthers could run, not that they do always, but they could run a lot of 3 or 4 wide, which isn't necessarily the strength of the Packers, especially since Teddy gets rid of the ball usually pretty quickly. Like he does have the affinity for the late game turnover, but that does worry me a little bit. However, I'm along the same lines as you. I'm predicting a Packers blowout. Excuse me. So let's go over a little bit. We always like to go through our bold predictions and our stat lines for the games. This week I have Aaron Rodgers with 350 passing yards, 4 touchdowns. I think Bobby Tonyan gets 1. I think Devontae gets 1, and the other 2 we'll see what Aaron decides to do with. Maybe Big Dog gets another one. And then again, I said it earlier. Aaron Jones should have had a good game last week. He should have a good game this week, but I don't know what they're doing. He didn't really do anything 2 weeks ago until he busted off that 77-yard run either. But I think free Aaron Jones gets trending on Packers Twitter this weekend. I think it's one of those where we're, me and you are texting each other. Why isn't Aaron in the game? Why is Jamal in there so much? I think it's that kind of game again this week.
Yeah. See, I think maybe you were a week early on the Jonesy having a big game. I have Jones doing 150 total yards and 2 touchdowns. I think they incorporate him more. I don't know, like you said, I don't know what they're doing, but I just think it's a little bit of inconsistent play calling or personnel wise. I don't know what is really going on, but I do see him having a bigger game. Like I said, 150 total yards, it isn't huge, but I mean 80 and 40, 80 and 50. That's a decent game.
That's only 120 though. You said 150.
Oh, sorry. 80, 80, 60, whatever. But anyways, 2 touchdowns. A-Rod, a little more pedestrian, but efficient. 250, 2 touchdowns. Tay, 8 for 80 and a touchdown. I would love to see a Tavon Austin touchdown. That's just me. Maybe a little.
Are you bold enough to call it?
Okay. I will. Just because you know who I am. I mean, I've been right on some bold predictions this year. Washington being one of them.
Who do you think you are? I am.
What was the other one? Jameis Winston having more than half a catch or a half a pass, and then he goes off and throws for 8 that game because Drew Brees got hurt. So why not? If I get this one right, I might have to go buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
Get a little
Tavon Austin scoring
a touchdown. Hopefully, I would love a punt return. But I could see it just a little PV sweep, just around the edge, find a little 12-yard scamper. Don't really see it coming. I think he plays a little bit more. I think he only played 5 snaps, and they targeted him twice. So that's promising. I mean, you get the ball two out of the 5 times you're on the field. That's a good percentage. But I think I have the Packers winning 38-10. I think Teddy is just not. I mean, as long as we keep things in front of us and tackle in space, don't let these shifty guys make plays. Tackling will be a key. Another key is tackling these fast wide receivers and everybody, wrapping up one-on-one tackles, anything. You know, I think that's been the story of the season too. Is just we can't tackle in space, or we just arm tackle and they just break 85 attempted tackles. But I think this is a team win. I think defense plays well, offense plays well. Carolina kind of just sputters, and it's a pretty walk in the park this week.
All right, so let's say it again. Get it on the record for the folks. Wow,
for the folks.
That's right. Well, them too. They count. Brock, your score prediction one more time is
38-10.
38-10. I have the Packers winning 41-20. I mean, Brock, you kind of said it all. You think Aaron Rodgers kind of lays back a little bit. Aaron Jones with a big game. I think they're going full-blown MVP for Aaron Rodgers, 450.
Well, I love it. Like, don't get me wrong. I hope mine is wrong and yours is right in this situation. Like, either way, I mean, if Aaron Rodgers doesn't throw for 350, you hope Aaron Jones runs for 120. So we're not picking against each other. This is what we assume what the game will be. But we both pick a Packers win, and that's all that really matters in my book.
That's right. So as always, guys, you can always follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Brock actually loved the TikTok the other day, by the way.
Which one?
All I want for Christmas is Packers Division Championship. Look what happened.
Hey, gotta speak it into existence. That's all we gotta do.
That's right. But again, follow us on Facebook, Twitter at Jock Talk Show for both of those. Instagram, TikTok. Like and subscribe on YouTube. If you haven't already, go check out our other videos on either Facebook or YouTube. We have this week's fantasy studs and duds, as long as our picks for the week, as well as our top 5 specifically over on the Facebook machine. So until next time, Brock, you know how we always end the show. It's always a
go pack, go.
A little bit more in sync. We had to slow it. It was a little bit slow. It's a little bit slow, but
slow motion.
Yeah, you know, we're
working on it.